Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. In the last episode, we did a lot of exploring around with our newly obtained power bombs, and we obtained, amongst other things, the Sunburst beam combo. We gathered things mostly around Agon Wastes. This episode we're going to be gathering a few things here in the temple grounds, before gathering a few things in Torvus, then heading back to Sanctuary. So we start off in this room, the Wind Chamber Access. One of the things that we can now do with our power bombs is open yellow doors, which we've not been able to before, and this brings us to the fantastically named Grand Wind Chamber. So, we've got a few pirate aero troopers to take care of, and as you can see here, there's a couple of spinners which are not currently in this dimension. 4 of them, actually. And if we bring up the scanner, we can see we've got the central device here. Target is a system control ring. Control interface for this unit is not present. Analysis indicates it is on Dark Ether. Well, then there's nothing for it than to energize this portal here, and so over here in Dark Ether, we've now got this control system. So it's got these rings, which manipulate this ring to be put in sync with other rings to activate the unit's control interface. Target that interface to activate the attached devices. So we've got 4 spinners, and if we use each spinner, you'll see that the control ring will spin around until it glows gold. We can then detach from the spinner, head over using the kinetic orb cannon to the next spinner, and repeat the process. Speeder please, future Doctor. So, with that done, they're all facing the same direction and they're all gold. If we head over here to this kind of start point again, you will notice there's purple targets on them, which of course means only one thing. Slap them all with a Seeker Missile, and nothing happens. Let's try that again. Slap them all with a Seeker Missile. Oh, come now, this is getting a bit ridiculous. I need to be closer, further away. The Seeker Missile is sometimes just a bit unpredictable. There we go, that's what I was going for. So, those 2 things raise up, and they raise up in Light Ether too. But we're not done here yet. There's a second position for each of these stacks. If you rotate each one around by 180 degrees, you'll see it now freezes in place and glows blue. Let's do that again for each one. And once you've got all of them lined up, we now need to head over to where they all connect, which is, well, where they all, what's the word, face? Complicated word, face. I can see why I failed to get to it immediately. And once again, we are faced with 4 Seeker Missile targets, so let's hit them all at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. And like on the other side, 2 things raise up, and also raise up in Light Ether. And the central rings drop off. So, let's head back over to Light Ether. I think technically it's not even called Light Ether, it's just called Ether and Dark Ether. But anyway, these are the 4 things we've raised up, and you'll notice they have grapple points on them, which now allow us to swing over here, which we couldn't get to before. We can now use the kinetic orb cannon in the middle there to be fired up to our prize. This was a fair bit of effort, and so indeed you acquired the Sunburst beam combination. So this is the light beam combo. So you charge it and then use missiles to fire it. And this is why the name of the Dark Burst kind of annoys me so much, because you've got Dark Burst and Sunburst, and the Dark Burst would be much better called something like the Black Hole. We've got a lot of Dark Pirates here, let's test it on them. So you fire, oh, well, that wasn't right. So we'll keep this charge, and, oh, he's got me with a dirty bugger. Oh, God, these are like the worst enemy possible to actually demonstrate this on. Especially because I don't want to do it in the dark light. So there we go. So what it fires is a very slow-moving ball of light, which, when it hits an enemy, explodes. Like if I fire it here, you can see how slowly it moves. It will damage enemies as it goes near them, and will explode on contact with enemies. Unfortunately, as I say, these are a uniquely bad enemy to demonstrate it on, because they're hard to track and more easily killed by the old Charge Dark Shot plus missile. Wow, I shot the missile when it was there, but it honed back onto it and found it. That's wonderful. Anyway, it's time for quite a lot of travelling. We're going to head back to Torvus, and we're going to head to the Great Bridge within Torvus. So from here we want to find the kinetic orb cannon and use that to kind of launch ourselves up onto the bridge. And then from here there's an obvious rock in front of us anyway, but surprise surprise, if we scan this rock we find it's made of Denzium. This is going to be a bit of a running theme for this episode. So we hop down and we get a power bomb expansion. Wonderful, that brings us up to 4 power bombs now, which is pretty good. You follow this tube all the way down and you will hit another rock on the end, which is also Denzium if you want to escape out the bottom way. But that's a bit of a waste of the power bomb when we've only got 4 for the moment. So for now, we need to head over now to the Forgotten Bridge. So here, what we need to do is head actually straight away over through the portal and to the Dark Forgotten Bridge. As you can see, I've taken to reversing into portals because while it's slightly impractical, it looks so much cooler when you kind of transition through because you see the same view as you were looking at, especially if, like me, you're cutting out the... Ooh, powerbomb, I'll take it. If you're cutting out the transition, then it just looks like you go whoomph and you're straight there looking at the same thing, which is really nice. We need to crack through this yellow door, and that brings us through to a new area. This is the Putrid Alcove, which has a new scan for us in here. Right away is the Dark Flogus, an aquatic carnivorous plant. Incredibly resilient. Target its vulnerable nerve center when it opens its mouth to attack. Direct hits will stun the target. So that's it opening its mouth to attack. And that's me on the scan visor, so utterly failing to attack it because I was pressing plus instead of minus to go back to the combat visor. There's your chance when it opens its gob, spin it over, and it throws up a safe zone. What we need here is, to the left, is a block composed of Denzium. So, we take a bit of damage, but we get a power bomb expansion out of it, which I would consider worth it. Now, we need to head back into Light Torvus, and we need to head over to Torvus Plaza. Well, Plaza Access, technically speaking. So, we have technically been here before, but we just gathered a missile from this room and then moved on, whereas this time we're going to go straight ahead and go to a room which we didn't go to before because there was nothing we could have done here. Because, oh, dark pirate bastards. Well, I'll take care of these guys off camera. And with that done, as you can see, we're in a kind of little boost gully. So what we need to do is boost up to this wall here, and you can see on the right, there is a spider ball rail. Hop onto that and enter a not particularly challenging, he says, but extremely long spider ball section. You've got, so one of the big different issues here is you've got a sporb above you. If that sporb, So, what I was going to say is, if that spore grabs you, it's a twofold thing, because it means you will die. Well, you won't die, but you'll have to do the whole section again. But, you can kill the spore. Because once it grabs you, you can then fire some more spore bombs at it, which will kill it. But that's it largely out of the picture for now. Now we need to head up here. Oh, ball sacking turn. Oh, that's annoying. Well, the spore got me, but as promised, lay a couple of more spore bombs. And I believe I killed the bastard. It certainly sounds like I have. He's making a lot of unpleasant screaming sounds, which is music to my ears. Screaming music, but music nonetheless. Now from over here, there's nothing particularly interesting here. I like a good spider puzzle, but there's nothing novel here, I suppose is my point. So I'm actually going to put the speeder on. Well, despite what we can see as the camera's best attempt to fuck me during the middle section there, I made it over to the energy tank. You can see it does that sometimes, and I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. Sometimes the camera just goes behind you instead of in front of it, and I found no good fix for it other than firing the game down and firing it back up again, which I had no particular intention of doing. You can see kind of what the mechanisms are doing from behind, and also I've played this game quite a lot, so I can basically do it without being able to see too clearly. But it is annoying when that happens. Anyway, with that done, we need to head over to Torvus Grove. So here we've got this large kind of structure in the middle, and it's got two sections on it, which, as you can see, exposure to radiation has weakened this tree. Several parts of it have begun to rot due to exposure to phazon and densium. I keep saying explosion instead of exposure, which is definitely not a word. I've only got two super bombs, so I can't waste them. Need to hop up there, and then once I'm up, you briefly lodge up there, and at that point, drop a super missile, power bomb. There we go. And this one is much easier to do because it's much closer to the ground. You just hop up and slap it there. Wonderful. With that done, so that obviously opens up the way to a missile expansion. My brain not working well. So let's grab that. And now we need to go a very long way. We need to head down... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to bother with a map visualizer for this one because I can't be arsed. We just need to head down to... Well, no, let's do a map visualizer. Head down to Deep Torvus Bog and head to, from there, the training chamber. So, here what we need to do is, you've got the spinner, and then immediately to the left is a spider rail. Using this and some creative boosting, you can cross up to this area. That should have been a bomb rather than a boost. And from here, you've got this huge, like, on-ceiling section. What you need to do is come to another one of these statues that looks weirdly like the Bionis from Xenoblade Chronicles, and drop down to the bomb slot. Come on. And there are two reasons why we're doing this. The first should be immediately obvious, the second will be much less obvious. So, if we come behind where it was, there is a missile expansion. That's the obvious reason. So I'll take that, obviously. That brings us up to quite a lot of missiles now. 210, that's pretty good. 75% of all pickups. Special ending unlocked! Complete the game to view the ending. I love how it tells you before you beat the... Usually you'd expect to have to beat the game, and then you get to the ending, and it tells you, oh yeah, by the way, you did this. The fact it tells you, oh, you got something cool coming, is a bit weird. Anyway, so you remember how we found a little, like, shortcut back to Agon Wastes from Torvus Bog? Torvus Bog has a second shortcut from Deep Torvus here. You can get to this fellow, which is an elevator system which takes you back to Sanctuary Fortress, which is great. Let's head up. So, if I bring up the map, we are actually in a part of Sanctuary we've not been to at all here, which is great. Like, I've been able to combine going back and getting stuff we needed to get with getting stuff we could get, like a fair few missile expansions that we can get now we've got power bombs, with going to a new area of Sanctuary. So this is all very nice. Have I believe I've missed something already. I haven't. No, it must be further ahead. Right, so we've got a few more octopeds. I call them octopaths. I've not played that game at all, but I've heard it's very good. Anyway, there's a lot of shit exploding, but let's just destroy those and stay the fuck away whilst they do their thing. He says, running straight in there. The exact opposite of staying the fuck away. I'm actually a little bit damaged. I should probably heal when I get a chance. Let's crack this open with the old power bomb. And welcome to the, what's this called? Reactor research? Main research it's called. So, there's a quad targeting me, but I'll deal with that in a second. We have some lore on the wall, which is obviously more important. This is the first research we've got from the final phase, Sanctuary Falls. So we're getting this slightly out of order, because this is basically the final bit of information we know on the Luminoth. There's only two elements in the final phase, and this is one of them. Sanctuary Falls. Our battered forces gathered in the Sanctuary Fortress to prepare for the inevitable siege there. They didn't wait long. Wave after wave of Ing assaulted the greatest of our fortresses with one goal in mind, to seize the energy there. The Ing turned the machines of Sanctuary against our warriors, and soon all was lost. The energy of Sanctuary was taken by the Ing. Only one energy controller remained on Ether. So that's referencing the one that's in the Great Temple, which is a kind of central energy controller. Oh, hello, that's a quad. Right, it's been a while since we fought a quad, so let's remind ourselves. It's gone into, what's it called, Mega Vortex mode or something like that. So we hit it, then it goes to regenerate, we bomb it during that time, and that destroys the body. Oh, there's two of them, wonderful. So we'll destroy the head of this one with a super missile, which is much easier. This one's got its opposite phase shield up, so we need to hit... Oh! How clever! They fused! Bastard. Well, let's destroy the head again here. Oh! That was a... I thought I had the thing up. Power beam. That was actually a sunburst. I didn't mean to. So that would have been a huge waste of both light ammo and missiles. I think it takes 10, does it do, to do the beam combos. So, we need to break its phase shield, which we've done there, which was light, so that had to be dark, and then hit it with a super missile, and bam, head destroyed. Wonderful. Now, this room is interesting, and what's actually going on here we will deal with a bit more later, but the main thing in this room is this creature in the middle. If we scan this, this is a huge mechanoid, so it takes ages to scan. This is a caretaker class drone. Rogue maintenance drone. Drone designed to protect magnetic rail chamber. Chamber's rails are a boost jump apart. Perhaps the Luminov were experimenting with boost technology. I don't know. Anyway, what we actually need to do is we've got two things to quickly clean up here. We have here a quite intricate spider puzzle. So what you need to keep an eye on is you've got these teeth that are clamping down, and you've got kind of rollers going along the rails. Whenever you see these kind of green sections, that means you've got a break between the rails, so somewhere where you'll have to bomb. Other than that, this is a fairly easy spider puzzle, so speed her on, please. And that brings us quite nicely to a missile expansion. Wonderful. Now to actually proceed, what we need to do is over towards the side here is a second spider rail, which actually takes us up to our desired destination. Let's go through. So, this next room is the transit station. Oh, bloody hell, there's a portal. Not portal. There is a turret there. There's also a portal here. There's a hell of a lot of portals in the transit station. You'll see. So, we could proceed there and we'd go on to the next room fairly happily. But we could also go through about 20 portals between here and Dark Ether and get some goodies. So let's do that. First we crack through this Densium glass and head through this dark portal. So here on the other side, welcome to a new enemy. You knew it was only a matter of time. This is, unsurprisingly, a Dark Ing Smasher. Darkling possessed assault drone, mechanoid, target enhanced by Ing possession. Target has Darkling weakness to light energy as well. So you fight this the same as you fight a kind of normal Ing Smasher. You wait for it to do its kind of polarity beam, so it's throwing up the dark, which means we throw up the light. He says switching to the dark beam like an idiot. And once you've broken through its shield, you just keep on hitting it with the light beam. Don't bother with a, what's it called? A Sunburst. It's not really worth it. He says, again, firing a Sunburst. But we had a moment there. I should have clarified that. When you know it's doing a... Wow, that took 50 actually, maybe, or 25. That seemed to take a lot to do it. But yeah, when you know it's doing the shockwave thing, you've got a while. Basically, the Sunburst is really slow moving, so you don't want to waste it, but when you know it's doing the shockwave, you've got a while. Anyway, here, where it came through, we have another portal, so let's head back through to Ether. Following through that, you've got a little hole to the left here. Follow this along. And, surprise, surprise, there's another portal. Let's head through to Dark Ether. From here, there's a spider rail to our right, so if we follow this along, we end up next to another portal back to Ether. And here, finally, we have a little... don't fall off here, otherwise you'll undo everything you've just done. We have another spider rail, which takes us to our goal. All the way through here along the ceiling. If we drop down... Oh, what the fuck? There we go. We get a power bomb expansion. Yeah, there's a very clear reason why this room is called the Transit Station. I think that's the most frequently you ever transfer between Dark and Light Ether. It's kind of annoying it's not actually any real puzzles going on there. You just have to literally follow a very straight path, but just changing dimension quite a lot. Anyway, here we have another yellow door. Ooh, 6 power bombs. That's a nice position to be in. I think there's 8 upgrades in total, so... Oh! Mr. Resbit, everyone's favourite. Wonderful. So, this is us back in the reactor core, a room you hopefully recognise from earlier. What we actually want to do for now here is go... Well, I'm going to actually... Looking at my health, I'm actually going to go to the save station here because it's looking... I think it's just because I haven't healed or saved in quite some time. So I'm going to go and save. And then we need to head over to Sanctuary Entrance. So, here our immediate target is this glass to the left, which is made of everyone's favourite new material... Densium. Oh, Grobnite as well. Whatever the fuck a Grobnite is, that never comes up ever again in the game, I assure you. But that gives us access to this elevator here, which starts off a somewhat complex, in terms of things to do, but interesting puzzle. We've restored power to a kinetic orb cannon, so we start off with that. If we head back down, you'll notice the kinetic orb cannon is dead ahead here, so without further ado, let's use it. Come on. And you end up at this little module in the middle here. Take your spider rail up, and we've got a turret there. What are our targets with the turret? Well, we've got 3 of them. There's one down there. You can't actually scan any of them. Oh no, you can scan this one apparently, which tells you the section is structurally unsound, heavy cannon fire may damage it. Struggling with words there. So there's one there, and a third one over there. Make sure you mark them kind of mentally before going into the turret, because, yeah, you can't obviously scan from here. So that's 1, that's 2, and... oh god. There we go, that's 3. When you're done with all 3 of them, hop down from the turret, and then we need to get off this floating island, which involves going down here. Then, I do like the look of the sanctuary spider rails, they look very cool. Then we can hop over there. And we're kind of back where we started, with the exception of... oh, don't come up lift, I don't want you up here. Oh, I want to top down, actually. So, what has that actually done? So, if we go over to the left, we have access... let's crack these in, just because I was about to say low on power bombs, but I'm actually out of power bombs, so... well, it's not giving me any anytime soon. Here is another bit of lore. This is Torvus Falls. We're getting these backwards. We've not had Agon Falls yet, but we've had Sanctuary Falls followed by Torvus Falls. The Ying turned their focus on the vast Torvus Bog next, sending a vast force to lay siege to the Empire temple there. I said vast twice, and then said empire instead of temple. A lot of the right words, wrong order. Thousands upon thousands of Ying were destroyed by our warriors, yet they kept coming until there was no Luminoth alive to offer resistance to Torvus. On that day, the energy of Torvus was taken to dark ether, and our own hopes of survival grew dim. We didn't just do this for lore, though. There's actually, up here, there are some spider rails, which we can boost between, and hop down, and bomb up. I do like the spider rail sections. Like, they're simple enough. It's just bomb and boost are your only real options there, but they're good fun. Now, this is semi-significant. Up here, there is a dead Luminoth, a key bearer, and, as you'll notice from the 100% on the bottom left there, on key bearer lore, our final key bearer. This is Esgers, this is. Akul tried to send me back to Ether, that I might get reinforcements. Both Carjas have been attacked, devastated. The Ying followed me. They came wearing the skin of beasts. I gave them a good fight, yet I have failed. May I redeem my honor in the next life. Here at the fortress entrance, I breathe my last. So, if you want to know where any of the Sky Key locations are, you can both check the check Akul's clues that we found on the Sky Temple entrance, and you can also check, now we've got lore on every key bearer. So between those, you'll get the name of a room. We have a Powerbomb expansion now, which is also very nice. And that's us done for this episode. So, we've explored a fair bit more around Ether generally. We got the Sunburst and various missile and Powerbomb upgrades. Next episode, we're going to be exploring most of the remainder of Sanctuary and hopefully getting a few Ying Hive keys while we're there. So, thank you very much, and I hope you'll join me then. Good day.